All right. We are building an audience for you now. Welcome. First off, I wanted to say to each and every one of you watching this, congratulations, you survived the end of the world. Don't believe everything you hear. I always said it was not going to be the end of the world, and it wasn't. That means I had to actually wake up and go to work the next day, but that's okay. At least I love my job. All right. So, tonight, what I wanted to bring to your attention is what happened on September 23rd. Some of you probably went to bed, you woke up, it was just like another normal day, and you're right. However, a lot of things did happen, and what I'm going to do is just share with you very briefly what really did happen on September 23rd, what it means to you, what to look forward to on two exclusive dates coming up, the next 2 dates to look out for to be September the 30th, as well as October the 12th. And I'm going to tell you why. And everything that I am sharing with you basically is going to be scientific, because when I talk to you, I only want to share what's best, that is the truth, as always. Okay, so alright, so what I'm going to do is just very briefly go over what exactly happened on the 23rd and what lies are going on out there about it, what not to listen to, so you can understand. Do not always believe the media. Bad. Gives you some knowledge, partial knowledge, half-truths. World is full of lies. In fact, somebody once told me, believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. And sometimes I tend to believe that. So what I've been doing very recently, I just exploded with this, is I got fascinated, I got wowed, I really wanted to know what was going on. So I took the initiative to go and do my own research. In doing so, what I've done is I use two tools. I use this right here, the Bible. And then I also use science, because the way I look at it, with divine intervention, science to me is God. A lot of people don't believe in God. That is their prerogative. I mean, we are all grown up with a very special gift, and it is called the gift of free will. Basically, what that means is you have the right to believe whatever it is you want. Not even angels in heaven have that gift. They do not have free will. Free will is very special. So what I thought would be really cool is, what if we can take the data that's going on today, all the natural disasters, study it, analyze it, come up with some good science behind it. Let's find logic behind it, because the way I look at it, God is science. That's where science and everything came from, was the universe. So again, this broadcast has nothing to do with astrology, a lot to do with astronomy, because it says in the Bible, look up to the stars to see these events. So let me just explain to you real quick what happened last Saturday, September 23rd. Okay, so we were told in one of the last broadcasts about Revelation 12, verse 1. It does not mean the end of the world. It does not mean the second coming. It does not mean the rapture. What it said was basically this. And John, by the way, John was one of the last disciples, one of the last 12 disciples. He ended up living the longest, the last one, and he basically secluded himself on an island. So when he wrote Revelations, he really was probably in tune with the stars and spirituality, or whatever you want to call it. And the most fascinating thing about this is that when that Bible was written over 2,000 years ago, it described our event last Saturday night to a T. So, here's the deal. Okay, so what we learned is Virgo, the Virgin, the constellation Virgo, rise above Israel during the day, clothed in the sun. Oh, let me read the verse, I'm sorry. So, Revelation 1 said this. It said, "And then I looked up to the heavens, and I saw a significant event. There was a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon at her feet. She wore a crown of 12 stars. She gave birth, and in her agony she cried out as she gave birth." That's actually Revelation 1 and 2. So Revelation 2 right now is actually taking place between now towards the first week of October, which is the actual continuation of the birth. Now, here's what made it so wild. So we've learned that the constellation Virgo rose up above Israel during the day, so therefore the sun was there and was clothed in the sun. What made this event one of a kind, regardless of what the media says, and I'm going to prove it to you, is this. The moon was at her feet. The crown of 12, the constellation Leo was above Virgo. Now, Leo's brightest stars are 9 of them. The controversy or the theory talking about this, well, there's plenty of stars in Leo. Well, why does it matter? There's plenty of stars out there anyway that we can't see. So that to me is null and void. So the constellation Leo has 9 stars. September 23rd, the planets Mercury, Venus, and Mars lined up in a perfect alignment. In fact, here's where it gets crazier. The alignment was so perfect, it actually matched the exact diameters as Orion's belt. All of you know about Orion's belt. When you look up to the sky, it's the 3 stars in a row, and you look up. So the theory behind Orion's belt are the pyramids, which are all over the world. The controversy or whatever in the pyramids is they were born. It's called pre-flood, which makes it very magnificent. 2,000 years prior to Christ. So the thing about this is this. It gets better. So the Bible was talking about how she was pregnant and then she gave birth. Well, Jupiter was inside the constellation Virgo from September 23rd, 9 months earlier. And for the last 9 months up until September 23rd, it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. September 23rd, Jupiter, also known as a great king, representing Christ because of the stripes on Jupiter. They actually found a halo on top of Jupiter. Check that out yourself. The big red spot on Jupiter is supposed to symbolize Christ's spear wound. The other thing neat about Jupiter is, I was saying in the last broadcast, Jupiter is so large, it's 110 times larger than our Earth. Can you imagine about the gravitational pull? So what happens is this. Anytime you have a comet, asteroids, meteors, or anything coming through our solar system, Jupiter sucks it up. In other words, Jupiter takes a beating for us. Jupiter saves Earth. So, again, this is why Jupiter symbolizes Christ. Now, on September 23rd, Jupiter was released from Virgo's womb, therefore fulfilling the prophecy of Revelation 12, verse 1. Not Revelation 12, verse 1 and 2, just 1, the actual beginning of the birth. All right. So here's what the media is saying. These things are very common. It also fell on the fall equinox. It also fell on, the Jewish holiday, as always, on the Sabbath. But the interesting thing is the media is basically telling you these events are common. The moon always goes over her feet. The event with Jupiter happens once every 12 years. This happens over there. Well, maybe the 3 planets isn't so normal. There is no maybe, guys, okay? When they ran the astronomical simulations going back since Adam and Eve, these events have never happened. And what the media is leaving out is the fact that Jupiter was in there for 9 months. So when the media says, oh, this is common, nothing to even worry about, BS, okay? Do your own research, and that's what we're going to be talking tonight is your own research. Okay, you also have the Christ angle that happened. Christ angle is controversial. I'm not going to get into it. It's a whole other topic. Basically, it's the alignment of the 4 airway tunnels that are inside the pyramid, which with the angle, when you look up to the stars, the night of September 23rd, it was fulfilled, put it to you that way. So check out that, you want on your own. Let me know what you find out. It's called the Christ angle. Feast of Trumpets, okay. So the Feast of Trumpets were actually celebrated on the night of September 22nd in Israel. That went off. They were playing the trumpets. I was doing live broadcasts. I gave you a live feed. I took pictures. I was sharing it with you. I did a sky map, and that was very cool. All right, so those were, and it happened on the Sabbath. So those are some of the main events that you should be looking out for, understanding a little bit better. It did happen. It was fulfilled. It's done. We're still alive. All right. So what I want to talk about now is the natural disasters that are happening and how severe it is. First off, let me share something with you. Only like a month ago did I start getting into this. I didn't really understand it. I kind of blew it off. I just, whatever, But then something hit me, and I can't explain to you what it was, but I really wanted to know more about this. I became fascinated with it. And I believe that when you watch this, if you can find scientific evidence of what we're talking about, you can grab on, you can do your own research. Don't believe what people tell you. Find out your own stuff. All right, here's what I found out. So we've got floods. I need somebody out there to cover floods. There's a lot of flooding going on. I know we have the Houston. There's some stuff over, around the world. But flooding, I haven't really, investigated yet. So if somebody wants to check out floods, that'd be cool. Let me know about it. Okay, hurricanes. Yes, this year we've had the largest hurricanes than we've ever had. So that's interesting. Tsunamis, wildfires. Okay, now about those wildfires. Wildfires right now are 4 times the size that they've ever been, ever. 4 times. Yes, it's fire season. Yes, this happens over there. Yes, it's normal. But 4 times? 4 times the size? Okay, big hurricanes? Something's happening, guys. All right. We've got asteroids. Now, asteroids are closer to us than they've ever been before. I did a live feed on asteroids. My God, I never thought I'd be researching asteroids. I did a pretty good job, I would say, because I did share with you scientific fact evidence. Now, the asteroids are very close. If you get a program called Asteroid Alert, Asteroid Alert, then you too can see all the asteroids that are near the Earth, and you'll see how many are so close to us right now, and they're hardly any place else. National war. Nation will fall upon nation. Need I say more when I say North Korea? Wow. Okay, guys? Come on. This is serious stuff. Earthquakes. Earthquakes are common. They happen all the time. However, what you need to start looking for is how frequently they are, how large they are, where they're located, and what's happening. Something's going on. Look at that, North Korea. Anyway. Tornadoes. Do you know that so far in the year of 2017, the United States has had a total of, I'm going to tell you, it's 1,331 tornadoes so far. To give you an idea, that's approximately, I don't know, a couple hundred more a couple more hundred tornadoes than what it was the previous years, and we still have many months to go. Well, a couple more months to go in this year, so that something's going on with that. All right, we've got and $5 billion in damage so far. We've got a lot of. I'm trying to see what else I wanted to share with you. Here's what they're saying. They're saying that it is very unpredictable and difficult to understand these things because we have so many challenges at the same time. The NATO chief said, and this is quote, "The world is at its most dangerous point in its generation." They've never said that before. Pay attention to no false truths. Again, investigate things on your own and see how you do. All right. We have, this is interesting. It says, we have extensive scientific evidence that extreme events are incoming and increasing around the world and will continue to increase. And that is from the professor of Earth System Science from Stanford University, Noah. His name's Noah, first name. Okay. What I want to do is just share with you September, this Saturday, September the 30th. One of the things that we need to be concerned about is Congress. I'm not into politics by any means, but from what I understand, Congress has to make a decision Saturday as to whether or not they're going to shut down the government. Now, if the government does get shut down, that's a major sign to me. And the reason why that's a major sign to me is because of the concern that we have looking out on October 12th. Now, again, if you missed the asteroid broadcast, the planetary defense system is going to be initiated. That's not a good sign. The meteor that is the size of a house by AU measure, which again is an astronomical unit, which is the distance between the sun and the center of the Earth, 0.0001, which is about 9,000 miles. However, when you compensate the distance of the center of the Earth to the actual surface, it's 3,600 miles. You need to take that off of the 9,000 miles, and therefore you have right around, let's just say, 4,500 miles. So that asteroid, no matter what, is coming a minimum of 4,500 miles, which is basically, again, the distance from Florida to Paris or Florida to Hawaii. So, again, that's going to be on October the 12th. All right. So, well, okay, here's what I'm going to share with you right now. If you're finding any of this fascinating or whatever, I'd really like for you guys to step up a little bit, be proactive, do your own research. I would really love to hear your feedback. I would love it if somebody could pick up a topic and start researching it and see what they see. Don't be watching everything on the media. Don't, this NFL thing. I'm telling you, there are so many things that are not even important. Don't waste your time on it. If you don't understand what I'm saying, but yet you think it's kind of cool, then, you have a purpose. You have a calling. And the question is, when and what? Well, let me tell you something, guys. The when is now. Okay? That's the win. The win is now. Time is up. It's time to step up to the plate and do what you're supposed to be doing here. You have a purpose. So, and Bobby, things are going to be okay. So all we have to do is have drive, hope, and ambition, and we can get through this. So, don't be scared. Good way to get started with that is pray. If you're not used to praying, or you don't know what praying is, pray before you eat. We all eat. We eat 3-4 times a day. Just say a little prayer. That'll get you in a good routine of doing it. All right, so I'm going to end on this. This is kind of cool. This is going to freak you out a little bit. All right, 2 things I'm going to leave you with. Number 1. I told you it was pretty interesting how the solar eclipse left South Carolina, cast its shadow over the Atlantic Ocean, continued. The last spot that shadow touched on the Atlantic Ocean, longitude and latitude, that exact coordinate, is the exact spot that Hurricane Harvey was born. And you saw what happened to that. Now I'm going to leave you with something. It's very interesting. I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to show it to you. And then I want your mind to wonder. And then the rest is truly up to you. Here we go. All right. This is kind of fascinating. All right. I'm going to share this with you. Let me get my handy dandy light. All right. Here we go, guys. I'm going to share this with you. Let's see if I can figure it out. Here we go. All right, here we go. It says, Luke, hold on. My handy dandy pen. All right, it says, there's a reason why I'm showing you this. Luke 21:25, King James. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Now, watch this. The solar eclipse was on the 21st. Watch. All right. Now, Hurricane Harvey, the big waves, the hurricanes, the flooding, everything hit Texas on August the 25th. So the solar eclipse is the sun, and then the waves is the hurricane. Look at that, guys. Luke 21:25, solar eclipse on the 21, solar, sun, 25th, Harvey, hurricane, disaster, flooding. All right, guys. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Makes your mind kind of wonder what really is going on out there. The truth is out there. And actually, I'm going to say something that I've been wanting to kind of tell you guys. So bear with me here. This is, I kind of wrote it down. I wanted to make sure that, that I would say this right. So bear with me here. But the point I'm trying to say to you is this. Here we go. Oh, hold on. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing good too and you're not all freaked out, scared. I mean, there's a reason, there's something going on. But here's what I wanted to share with you. Okay. So I want to let you guys know that at my work, people, except for very few, think I'm absolutely just not right. With this stuff, I mean. My family, they don't seem to even comprehend what I'm trying to tell them. My friends, those are far and few between. There's only a handful out there that understand what I'm trying to say here, and that handful so far happens to be you guys. And what I wanted to say is this. Those of us that monitor global events and warn about things that are headed are often highly criticized. But in this day and age, we desperately need independent thinkers that are willing to challenge the system. Way too often, people just go with the herd, and we believe whatever the mainstream media tells them to think. So, never let someone else do the thinking for you. Investigate things on your own conclusions. Learning to think critically is one of the most important skills that you can have. And you're going to find that it is one of the most common traits among those that are truly awake to what is going on in this world. So, I challenge you. Are you going to be a horse? You notice my profile picture is a picture of a horse? Because you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So the decision is, do you want to be a horse? Do you want to just believe whatever people tell you? Or do you want to stand up and do something and become a part of this? And fill your head with knowledge and share that knowledge, the factual truth, with others. Because you can do everything so much better and more than I possibly could think of. Because working together and telling others about this is what it's all about. You have a purpose, your time has come, and the time is now. Have a good night.